Yo, 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 it is Friday again, and that means we have a new episode of the No Plan B podcast. It is our 40th episode, and this kind of anniversary we celebrated with Mr. Courtney Belger, true basketball globetrotter. He played professional basketball as far as New Zealand and Australia, and it was very interesting talking to him how different that is and what differences there are between European basketball, played in Germany as well, and basketball in Oceania. And right now, he plays in Burgas, Bulgaria, has his pro journey over there, battling the top teams. And as of today, in the beautiful city on the Black Sea, they are, I think, 4-1. So they are holding tight for top spots in the league. And now let's get into the episode. CB Courtney Belger, let's go.
The way that we played basketball this year, the way that we trained was extremely intense.
I mean, it's a win-win. You're improving your performance by enhancing your recovery when using PSR, and you're adding extra years onto your career.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the No Plan B podcast. That's the homie René. And when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that this guy right here is a walking bucket, I love this guy's game. Courtney Belger, a.k.a. CB. What's going on, bro?
Not much. Appreciate you getting me on the show. I know we've been trying to set it up for a while, but, I'm always on something else. So I'm just happy that I was able to go ahead and get on this time.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, bro, because I say all the time, man, that a guy like you, man, like you're the poster boy, man, for me of what professional basketball really is when a guy has a real goal, a realistic pro basketball dream, and just keeps his head down and just keeps grinding and makes it happen, man. Now, let's keep it official. We know in the world of social media, right, we have so many different opinions and so many players who see a player like you and, they're giving guys 30 in the rec league, in the YMCA on Sunday morning. The same league my old ass can still go get 20 in, by the way, people. I'll still give people buckets. I just can't guard guys like CB. Let's press forward. Guys, they look at what you do, man, and just automatically assume that they can play on these levels. And I tell guys all the time, no, man, there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of dedication. And there's just a whole hell of a lot that goes into pro basketball in Europe. So let's get started, man. So how did this whole hoop dream and journey start for you?
So I kind of knew I was going to play overseas since I was like in third grade. Like, everybody think they're going to play in the NBA. I knew I wasn't really some like aggressive scorer. And that's what I felt like the NBA was looking for. So I remember one day, like this girl was like, everybody want to go to the NBA. Like, that's what's your plan B. What's your other dream? And I was thinking like, she kind of right. I never thought about it like that till third grade. But I was like, I know I can get overseas from just playing like off IQ, like knowing the game, hustling, playing hard. So I was like, from third grade, just like, I'm gonna go overseas ever since. But I really didn't lock in until I met these other two like high school dudes, probably like in 10th grade. They were focused. I'm trying to go to homecoming, football game and all that. They was like, for what? You gonna play football or you gonna play basketball? So like, why you even going? Why you just don't come work out with us? So I missed the game. And that was the first time I really like sacrificed the, social event or something like that. And we got a good workout in. And I was just there every day after that. We were just getting right. And I'm like, pretty much like, that's kind of how my life went from then on. But I appreciate them two dudes. It was like Ron Waller and Jared Swabshire. They was like two dudes that was like ahead of their time because they were just working all the time. And that's kind of like how I really like got started in the sense of like I'm going to just make it happen myself from just working out every day, training, staying ready and grinding and stuff like that.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. Really beautiful. So shout out to those two dudes. So how did it go from there? So how was the high school experience? Did you enjoy that?
My high school experience was a lot different because when I first got into high school, I had a coach that was a little, like I saw with Chris Frazier, he said, the coach sometimes don't let you be who you are. He was aggressive. And I felt like he was holding me back a little bit. And like, I couldn't really score no points for him at all. He was just on my case so tough. I get like 12, 15 assists, but he was a coach who didn't do assists. So he would just say, I think you had like 6 today. And that's what he would put for the stat sheet. It was crazy. So I'm like, I'm not
robbing you, dog.
Yeah, like I'm not scoring, but he like, you got 6 assists. You leading the league. I'm like, I know, but I'm really like passing the ball. So I would like all my assists. And I transferred out of there. Like we left. I was like staying on the couch. We was trying to like just make it. We was out there kind of with the rich folks, just staying out there like trying to make it happen. My mom wanted me to get like out of the hood and all that. So she like moved me out. I'm like, okay. She said, Courtney, look, it's too much. She's like, I'm working down in the city across the bridge. Like I come back, get you, we get you, and then we go all the way down there for AAU teams and stuff like that. We should just go back to the city. And it'd be cheaper. You could have a room, a bed. I'm like, all right, you know, I understood. Like I respected it. So we end up leaving and going to the city right away. I'm like scoring. The coach is like, they rocking with me. I'm a main player on the team, everything. We getting workouts in, something I never got like on that team. And it was just different, like instantly. So like that was a good move because I could kind of see what I could do in high school and just like lead a team. I feel like I was more of a leader on that team because like when you go like really to like the hood, like they not really, some people be focused, but a lot of times it's a different environment. You know, they don't think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna lock in and do this and that. So like I was trying to really like lead guys who really not on the same like plan as me. And then I ended up going to 3 high schools. And my last high school, I was really killing, but the team wasn't as strong and we ran a motion and we needed to run more of like a dribble drive or something so I could just kind of keep the ball longer, in my opinion. So teams got smart. Like I was averaging about like 20 some points and then they were like, if we just don't let him get the ball, you know, it's kind of over. So like I went from like 20, 25 to like 13, 14 points. I'm like, they were locking me down. So that kind of put me to a point where I went to like a D2 school in Quincy. It was like the first school to like come to my house, come talk to me, everything. I wasn't supposed to go to some showcase and I ended up going. And basically the coach was like, I came to watch these other guards, but you killing everybody. So he's like, I want to offer you a scholarship, just straight like that.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, you think you're going D1. So you like, no, like, I don't know. Like, we'll see. I end up calling that man at the end of the summer, like, yo, can I come to your school still? He was like, yeah, come on over. Nice. So that's kind of how that went.
Quincy is Illinois, right?
Illinois. Quincy, Illinois, yep. That's where we live.
The high schools, you from Missouri, right? St. Louis?
Yeah.
And that's the high school.
Yep.
And then you moved there, like, to instantly.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Cool. Nice, bro. So, and how did you enjoy that? How was the college experience? Did you have a good time? Some say that it's the best times of your life. You know what I mean? So did you enjoy playing ball and doing your thing?
So for me, like college was great just because like, you know, you grown. So you can do whatever you want to do. Like I had the gym right there, weight room, my friends, everything. Like I was at first, I tested in all of the high classes. Like all of the smart classes, everything. But I wanted to play basketball. So like we come to halfway point of first semester, I'm struggling. I'm talking to my advisor. I'm like, I've always been a great student. She like, yeah, but you got all the pre-med doctor classes and calculus and everything. I'm like, I never even took pre-calculus. So I'm like really in there struggling. Wow. And we end up changing it because for one, I didn't like to study. I never had to study like coming up through school. I was just like, I was smart, bam, you know, we go like that. So then now I'm in a smart class. And I'm like, I'm really struggling. I'm trying to work out at night, work out in the morning. They like, so when you study, and I'm thinking like, like, you know what I'm saying? So we end up
studying pro basketball, people.
Yeah, like I'm like really like locking in. So I'm like, okay. So we end up going like sport management. And I switched my major to sport management. That was a little more interesting. And then I just had more time basically to like, I liked it. So I could like I said, not have to study as much. And then I could work out more. And that was cool. But the basketball side, it was more so like, I got to give some credit to like the first high school I was at and to that college because it gave me like the IQ side. If I would have went somewhere else, they would have like let me go. Like, you know, go out, be fast, run, attack, just go. But I would have never learned like, like, when you go to the tournament, you play like the white guys, like the white teams, they might not dribble. They just pass, cut. Like they killing you because they just know how to set up the screens and curl and fade and all that. Like I was learning all of that kind of stuff, but I was quick. So it was like I could use like some of both. And that really helped me out. He'd be like, Courtney, slow the ball down, control tempo. Like, this is not what we're going to do. You turn the ball over, you're coming out. It was a like really frustrating experience, but he helped me. Like, I can't like just tear the man down. His name was Marty Bell, like him and Luke Strage. And I had like John Perry. Them three coaches really like helped me out in a sense of how I play now.
Yeah.
My game got smoother, but I'm really like trying to run teams, orchestrate the pick and roll, create things like that. So I always was like kind of bitter, like a couple years after college and in college and stuff like that, because I felt like I could have did more. But when I'm looking back on it and how I'm playing like now, that definitely, that definitely paved the way for something.
Yeah, it helped you be a more rounded guard instead of the guy who just wants to go out there and get a bucket and jack all the time. I get it, bro.
Like, your teammate's really not trying to rock with you if you're trying to score every time. Like if it makes sense, yes, you got to score. But you also, if you want to win, you got to try to like, oh, he need to rock a little bit. Oh, this is a situation. Like, run the game some, just see where the mismatches are, keep everybody happy. Then everybody play defense. Like you got to just manage the personalities on your team.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So let's fast forward to the when the bag came, bro. How's the pro basketball experience going? I know you're still in it, and I just want to tell the listeners, man, that I got so much respect for this dude because I have these conversations all the time with a lot of different ball players, and a lot of ball players, man, they talk, they say this, they say that, they say they can play in this league, say they can play in that league. But a guy like CB, man, you really have just kept your head down, bro, and just kept getting the bag and prove that you can definitely play on a high level, bro. So how's it been going, man? How's the pro thing going for you?
I'm not gonna lie, the pro thing has been amazing. Like it's
awesome.
Pretty much everything that I always dreamed of, that I thought it would be on just about every level. Like
nice.
You come here, you take your career in your hands, basically. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was a good student all the time, but I feel like school was in the way of me playing basketball because that's what I really wanted to do. Like when I stopped playing basketball, like I'm not going back to school. I'm gonna like train kids, coach, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure.
It's just a little bit different. And I felt like I could wake up and work out, try to get better, get my body right. You know what I mean? I like to have an edge on the competition. I don't want to be like, we'll get through it. I feel a little bit tired today. Like somebody might be killing me just because, I don't know, I didn't do my stretching or I didn't study their game or something like that. Like I hate that feeling. I like to kind of have like, I feel a little bit more powerful on the court. Like, oh yeah, I know what you're going to do type of thing. Yeah. And I was able to do all that. If you don't do that when you're playing sports, like you're just lazy. It's kind of like disrespectful to the people that's at home that want your spot. It's a lot of people that want your spot. And they pretty much, they'd be like, oh, I could do this, I could do that.
Right.
Like, yeah, maybe you can. Like, I'm not the person to tear you down or something like that. I try to help everybody. I'm not an agent, but I promise you I put on like 30 or 40 people just always trying to look out. Because my first year, I had no help. People tried to like kind of help me out, but I didn't play my first year out of college. And I know what that's like when you a hooper, but you don't get the chance to play. So you working jobs, you working out and hooping with all the overseas dudes, but you the one with no job.
Right.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a different
thing. I've been there.
Like, I'm working out with the same trainer that was training like Brad Beal, this other dude that's in like the G League from St. Louis. We had like BJ Young. He was in the league at that point. And then another dude in the Euro Cup or Euro League. And then I'm going to like work at cricket after the I'm like, it's different. You know what I mean?
I feel you, bro.
And I'm just trying to like stay relevant. That whole first year, I was just trying to stay relevant. Like, I got to work out 2 or 3 times because they don't have to work. They just go work out, then they going to go play and stuff like that. So I got to like, when I get my opportunity, I can't be down here because I was working forever. I got to like get up. You know what I mean?
Preach.
And it been everything I ever thought it would be because since I missed out my first year, that taught me like, be humble, be thankful every time you get a job. Coaches respect that. They don't. You come in there thinking like, oh yeah, this team beneath me, or you know what I'm saying? Like I'm better than this. You lazy. It's not really your game that's gonna get you on all the time. It'll be your character. A lot of time to like get you the job. Like I don't want to cut him, or I want to bring him back, or like we need a leader like that. That's gonna get you the job. Everybody gonna be able to normally get, I don't know, 20 points, 15 points, whatever. Like normally a lot of dudes can do that, but it's just the way you do it. They might have for me, a lot of teams have a young point guard. They say, we want to bring you in, you mentor the young point guard. We want him to see you get up and come to work every day, focused, ready, and whatever. And then he learn those habits, because you gonna leave, but he gonna be here with us for the next 6 years. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, people don't really be looking at the other parts of like professional basketball when somebody invests like a contract into you. They just think like, oh, the team, they grab the guard. But they paying their money for you to play on their team. Like, it's a business. If you was gonna go buy something cheap, I don't know, some socks, you want some good socks. Like, you looking at the reviews, like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can go check it out.
Easy.
So like, it's just a more mature vibe, I feel like, that people kind of be missing out on when it comes to like the overseas basketball situation. And nobody want to tell nobody. Like, I tell everybody whatever they want to know. You hit me up, DMs, whatever, I'm gonna keep it real with you and let you know. Because it's stuff you need to know. Like, if you're trying to really get on or whatever it is, like, it don't make sense for me to hold all the secrets that I learned and have you make the same mistakes. I'm about 9-10 years in. Like, why would I not help you get your feet wet and just understand what's going on? No, I'm better than $600 a month. I'm like, bro, a lot of rookies make $600 a month. Like, they come from the low leagues, they probably get that $600 a month. They're gonna take that the next year and maybe make more money. Like, you're not better than $600 a month, because that's what they give players that got the same resume as you, that's playing just as good as you. Like, it's just being real. You got to humble yourself them first couple of years. I was taking all the pay cuts just to move up, all the pay cuts.
Exactly, bro.
All the pay cuts, like, whatever. I'm like, look, we got to struggle now. I told my wife, we got to struggle right now. At some point, it'll be like, nah, we're going to pay him what he worth. He good. We'll bring him. You know what I mean? Like, I respect his game. He did this on that level. He did this here. And then we'll be good. But until that point, we got to sit tight. And I respect her. She sat tight with me too. So
that's
like, now
we're
straight, but she sat tight. So I mean, it's been a good look, pretty much.
Yeah, man. Shout out to wifey, man. She's a rider, bro. And peep this, bro. The thing is this, man. You know, as you well know, Pat Elsie's my man. Like, you know, he put me on, man. He got me my first job. For the listeners that haven't heard my story, I was on the wrong side of the tracks for a while. So, you know, no agents would touch me and this and that. And Pat got me my first job. And he speaks so highly of you. And my man, shout out to my man, Leo Mosley. He loves your game too, you know, when you're over there in Itzehoe. So if you can, let's talk a little bit about that experience, man, because like I said, man, you're the poster boy of how this goes. You know, thanks for sharing the information. That's why me and René started the podcast, so that we can share the information to help dudes out. Because at the end of the day, also, people have to be, you know, humble. And like you said, see, here's the thing that he's leaving out, ladies and gentlemen. This dude has a legitimate professional basketball skill set. And a lot of guys aren't realistic with that dude in the mirror when they talking about their own game. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. So how was the experience over there in Itzehoe with my man, Pat? Did you enjoy playing for an American coach who's a vet?
So I knew about Pat like off rip. When I was a rookie or something like that, I went to his practice. He was in the BBL. And I think it was like my first year overseas. And for some reason, I got a chance to like go practice with them. And like, it just opened my eyes so much. Like how everybody's running the game. I knew that's what I wanted to be a part of. Like you throw a bad pass, but they got a little bit of a window. They catching it, they dunking it, you know what I mean? Somebody a little bit open, you drop it off to them, they shooting. So I'm like, man, I want to come here and play. Pat was like, basically, he was kind of like, you know, basically you're not ready yet. Right now for what we need, because I didn't know, I was eyes wide open. We need somebody with experience. You know what I mean? I take you, we lose, they fire me. He like, I take somebody with experience, we lose. Okay, it's their fault. I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Pat ended up sending me to like a tryout or something like that in Pro B. I didn't know. But basically what ended up happening was he became the coach like the next year. Nice. And he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, I'm gonna give you a chance, this, that, and the third. So I go to Pat. It was cool. Pat was real cool, everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted me to score and be aggressive. And like, I came in being aggressive, but I couldn't make shots. Like, I couldn't make no shots for Pat. Like, I was real strong, hustle, all that kind of stuff. But he needed a shooter. Like, that's what he needed. So I remember Pat saying, like, okay, we're gonna throw you at the 2, and you just basically just go score. Like I was leading the team in scoring. He like, just go score, be fast. We tried it. We won a game. You know what I mean? The next game we did it. I felt like it was like the game was too slow though for the rest of the other players. Mm-hmm. And I felt like when I'm at the 1, I was able to speed the game up and run it better. So we kind of like disagreed on like, okay, I play the 1 or I play the 2. So at some point, like I kind of had to go like to the bench and sit. And then like when I came back, I remember we started like struggling a little bit. But when I came back, I was like, I don't care, whatever you want. Like I'm gonna do it. Like it don't matter at this point. And he let me rock out. Like the last part of the season, he let me rock out and just really do me. And I just had to grow too because my confidence was low. You know, you move up a league. Oh, it's Pro B. Oh, they got your face on the, you know what I mean, on whatever the bus, whatever it is. Like,
for sure.
I wasn't ready for that yet. I'm like, okay. Everything was like so new. And I'm like, if I could ever link up with Pat again, it would be a different story because like just where I like my confidence and like my growth in my own game and stuff like that, I feel like I would be able to produce better. So I always kind of felt like when I was playing with Pat, I didn't really reach my potential like I wanted to under Pat. Like I feel like I should have, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to keep it a buck with you, like just be cool. Like it always kind of like itched at me a little bit. Like every time we play Isaho, I never wanted to lose to them ever because like, you know what I'm saying? Like they was like, okay, like it's cool. We thinking about taking you back, this, that, and the third. I think I was kind of like, nah, I'm not like sure. Maybe we'll see. They got a new player. Like fair enough, respect. But that helped me. Like that really pushed me to go harder. And I went to Schalke like that next year, and I was like doing my best games pretty much all the time. Like we not losing to Isaho.
Exactly.
It was like just being real, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a different fire, like straight up. And they had good guards. Like I can't even be mad or fault him. Like he picked up good guards every time. But I was just, you know, like you had that in your heart, like, nah, like I can't let them do better than me today. Like it don't matter.
Real tough.
But yeah, like I could tell, like that was definitely the type of, because I didn't play with a lot of other coaches that's basically on the same type of time that Pat be on now. Like, look, go get it done. Yeah, I'm gonna be mad if you don't get it right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm be cool when the game off. Like we good, everything kingdom. But on the game start, I want you to just get it done. Like flat out. I don't need no excuses. I don't need this, that, X, O, whatever. And that's how my next coach was. She was like, Courtney, you suck right now. Go get it done. He like just kept it a buck with me. Like, this ain't it. Like, go get it done. I'm like, oh, okay. But that was kind of how I went with Pat.
Nice, bro. Jump in there, René. Jump in there, babe.
Yeah, I would like to ask, like, fast forward to right now. You play in Bulgaria right now, Burgas. Very, very good. Also, I think summer vacation destination, at least in summer. You play there right now I think you are 4-1 now. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
On the season, and how did that came together, and how is basketball in Bulgaria? Because I'm sure a lot of people don't know how it's going down over there. So let us know.
It's really crazy because everything comes back full circle. So like my rookie year, I played against this guy, Mikhail Captainoff or something like that. And we called him Misho. But I played against him in the Regional Liga my rookie year. That's what I'm saying. And then he was always like, you know, if ever I get a chance to help you or look out down the line, because he was an older player, he's like, I'm going to look out for you. So he got the job in Bulgaria like last year. And
nice.
he contacted me, but I was just kind of like, you know, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. They ended up taking another German guard and like an American that played in Germany, and he played good for them. So I was seeing like how that went. I was like, all right, maybe I'll come over there too, like next year. So that dude left, and he hit me up this year, like, you know, like what's going on? Like, what you think? And I was playing in New Zealand, and like I started to like really play well. And I noticed I started to get like more messages. So I'm like, oh, like this really a thing type of thing. And they gave me an offer, you know what I mean? We went back and forth on like, you know, just how the team was going to look and all that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I felt like it was going to be a good look for me to just get out of Germany, get back in Europe, do something different, and start to play. In Bulgaria, basically, it's like there's 3 teams normally that's like the top teams, like be playing international competition and all that. And then there's those next 4 through 6 teams, they always fighting. Maybe they get a couple wins, maybe they don't. and then you got your bottom teams. That's always kind of just like, you kind of know you're gonna beat them usually. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
The league, it's cool. Like it's a scores league. They letting you really shoot a lot, go crazy. The Americans normally shooting crazy. I think what's helping us is we defend, and like I'm a player who likes to hustle and defend, and that's what the Americans teams that win. The Americans they play like a local player. They're gonna hustle. They're gonna play defense. Rebound, talk, switch, things like that. So I think that's what's really helping us. We put together a good team where everybody complements everybody, and we got a good shooting team. I'm around shooters this year like I was in the summer, and we got a big man who pretty much finishes and plays. So it's kind of like a little easier than like maybe in the years past to just play make and do whatever it is that I want. Like it's been real smooth.
It's awesome, man.
And apart from the court, like people come here sometimes with expectations like everything in Europe is the same, doesn't matter, like Germany and Bulgaria, but as soon as you step out of the court and out of the training area, it is vastly different. And yeah, just tell us about that a little bit, probably what your experiences are. I mean, you came there like 2 months ago, is that about correct? And like how is Bulgaria apart from basketball for you?
So like the lifestyle is okay just because they it's like you said, a destination spot in Eastern Europe. So you can go to like the beach and all that kind of stuff. You can eat, go walk through the city center. But I mean, after that, it's kind of over. Like as far as burgers go, I like Germany because I feel like a lot more people spoke English in Germany, and it was more industrialized. But here it's a good like relaxed vibe too, though. So like you know what I mean. Like let's say you go to America, then you go to Hawaii, like you know what I mean. It's just they real relaxed, real laid back, islander type vibes.
Sure.
I feel like that's what you got here. So I mean, I don't know. Off the course stuff,
there is no perfect spot, right? Like everything comes with its ups and downs, and it's no perfect place to play basketball.
Right. You know what I mean? It just depends on what you like. Like I mean, I just like to have we got weights, we got a court. Right. I got teammates that like kick it with me. So like for me, I'm cool every time. My wife here right now, she close on a break. I just went and seen her. Like I can't lose right now. Like
awesome, bro. Yeah, because at the end of the day, CB, we know what it is. You're getting paid to do what you love to do, so it's a paid vacation. You dig? I always say it like that. But let me ask you this question:
Can I do one thing before? Just that people know. Like you spoke about the teams. Like where does your team belong to? Are you one of those 4 to 6 teams, or where is Burgas? What?
So right now we're in second place.
Yeah, but normally, are you part of those 3 middle class teams, or where do they belong normally?
Normally, we're the 3 middle class teams. Last year they switched in 4th. Okay. So you know they were 12 and 12 exactly. This year the plan is to finish 3rd or higher because the team has aspirations to play like in an international competition. And I believe if we finish 3rd or something like that, we can possibly do that. So that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's
would be a big deal, right? If you say there are always those 3 teams in the top spots. If there's always the same teams breaking into that, being the 3rd, getting on top of one of those, it would be great. All right, Joe, take it away.
Let me ask you this: what advice would you give to that young guy who's in East St. Louis right now? Because when I was a youngster, I got in a lot of trouble. So what would you say to the young guy who, you know, maybe he can jump pretty good, maybe he can't shoot, but he dunks a lot, and he loves basketball, but he gets in trouble a lot and is dreaming about playing professional basketball one day? What advice would you give to that young dude, a young Big Slim?
Okay. I would try to tell him it's important, like the company you keep, you know. So like you got your guys that you're gonna kick it with, but you know they're gonna be there. But if you got somebody else that's trying to really be like they're where you want to go, I would hang out with them a little bit more. I would talk to them. I would bounce ideas off, you know what I mean? So they can teach you and tell you like how to get to that spot. You always need somebody to like kind of kick you the right type of game and not the game that's going to have you where they at for the next maybe 20 years. Nothing wrong with it. I go back to the crib all the time and hang with my guys. Nothing wrong with it.
For sure. Right.
But if you're trying to move different, you got to see different and you got to learn different. So like listen to people, talk to people. When you first meet somebody, it don't have to be, I need to see if you tougher than me. For what? We could just have a regular conversation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in St. Louis, you bump into somebody that you don't know, all of a sudden it's like that meant you were trying to fight.
Right.
I just didn't see you, bro. Like learn how to
for sure.
like de-escalate situations, and you try to get mature and grow up faster. And like as a man, your basketball game gonna take you there. Like you said, you was bouncy. You had the dog in you already, just from where you come from. You had that.
Right.
But you need to be able to talk and communicate with other people. And that's kind of like what I would just tell you, like, take the business side serious. Like when they come talk to you and they give you them talks and stuff like that, really listen and try to mature at a faster age. So when somebody really trying to help you, you can receive the help.
Man, that's beautiful. How was basketball? How did you enjoy the land down under? I mean, I heard that basketball down there, the sun shining, beaches. I heard it's just like a beautiful thing to play in Australia, bro.
So I played in Australia and New Zealand, and that's pretty much
awesome.
Like that was fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like we pretty much, awesome. You got sun, good weather for the most part, all the time. Everybody speaking like English, so it's just like easy adapt. You know what I'm saying? You adapt easy. Yeah. And it's like similar stuff than what you're used to in the States. Like they got all the recovery stuff. You can go do all of the hobby stuff that you want to do. You know what I mean? And like the game is similar. Like in Europe, it's a more slower physical game. Put the ball down, go. But in defense, more in Australia, they American step. Like they just rock the ball and go. So like the game faster right away. All the athletes play way better in Australia and New Zealand because it's no travel calls or none of that. You just get it and go. Nice. And I mean, that was different. Like that was fun. Like just running, gun, playing like that. I had to learn. So my first like 6 games, I was like, oh, this is different. You know what I mean? Like I got to get in where I fit in, get to my spots earlier. And even the way you play defense is different because now they got the American step. So you got to adjust.
For sure.
I had good coaches though, pretty much in Australia and New Zealand that allowed me to really like develop my game. So I mean, I had a great time pretty much playing in Australia and New Zealand.
That's awesome. Did they have are most of the arenas are they kept well? I mean, air conditioned, or do you have sometimes where you go into one of those games in one of those boxes and it's just hot as shit and you got to thug it out?
So the crazy thing is like, I think they don't have heat normally in the gyms. So they have like air conditioning and stuff like that, but normally they don't have heat. So when it gets cold, I think they don't they don't have air. That's what they don't have. They don't have air, but they rarely cut the heat on. And then it does get cold sometimes. So like when it's hot, it's okay. You don't wear your tights, you wear shorts, like you're normally pretty good. But when it's cold, you show up to the gym, you freezing cold. And that's different. And you don't like really expect that when you're in that type of like Australia or New Zealand. So you think like it's gonna be smooth, but you show to practice, you freezing, you in the
oh shit.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a different energy. So like that's wild. But the courts and the rims normally always A1. Like nice single rim, you know what I mean? Shooting rims, nice net. The court got all the grip in it usually. Like it feel good under you. If it ain't like it's under concrete or something like that. Like normally the gym A1 is just if they got the heat on or not.
Nice. So if you could pick one country where you would say, okay, I really love to play there, where would you say would be your favorite place to play? I mean, not hating though. No shade to anywhere that you ever play, because I know you love everywhere you play.
Like, so if I could play like in the first league in Australia and my wife could play in the first league in Australia with me, because she played there before, I didn't. Like that probably would be, I feel like, A1 for the same club. Like it just would be too sweet, I feel like. But if we take Australia out, we just go straight Europe. I'm really wanting to play probably in have both of us playing like France or France or like maybe Italy. But I think she kind of want to play in France too. So if we could both get like somewhere in France, I think that would be perfect.
Let me throw this in there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not, I don't want to start a civil war, but bro, I see footage of your girl ball, bro. She's nice, bro. Like y'all both just get buckets, man. Y'all are nice. So who wins that game one-on-one, bro?
I'm gonna break it all the way down, which I'm gonna be real. In the one-on-one, I'm winning it. I can't go. In the one-on-one, I can't go. But she's better than me, like as a girl, than I am as a dude. If that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like her with the other girls, like she's better for sure. But in the one-on-one, I can't go. But one day, this is a crazy story. I'm gonna go ahead and be real with you. I had like some Kyries or something that I was playing with, like with Schalke. So I brought the Kyries out, you know what I'm saying? I'm playing. Bro, she was killing me. Like really killing me. No lie, bro. Like murdering me. I could not stay in front. I never wore those Kyries ever again, bro. I threw them out. Like I never went over. after the day I went to our weight room, I started working out, like slides, lifting, everything for the rest of the day. And we came back to the workouts, like, I think that was like a Saturday. We came back on Monday. I saw red, obviously, so I was on like something different, but she killed me. Like, she really killed me. And I was like, I put the footage up. If she killed me, I keep it a buck. I put it up every time. They was like, no way, like, you're not guarding. I'm like, bro, I would never want to see myself jumping around all crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you ain't gonna post yourself getting cooked.
Yeah, like, but I'm gonna keep it real, because if I'm cooking her, I'm gonna post it. She spin around, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gonna keep it real. So I'm like, normally I'm winning. I would say on one-on-ones, I'm probably like, if we played 200 times, I probably lost 20. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably lost 20 games, maybe 30 in the last 10 years. I don't know, but something like that. I would say 20 times. So like, she know, but you have to play her so hard and serious, because bro, she attacking you crazy. Every time she scored, it looked bad because she going hard.
Yeah, real time.
All that.
Loving basketball, people. Loving basketball. And let's keep it real though. The average dude who's over there balling at the YMCA will get in front of her and get his ass toe off.
She did kill so many dudes talking. I just be like, first you gotta play my girl, then you can play me. She killed every time, bro. It's so funny.
That's
she
awesome,
like,
bro.
You always put me in there. I'm like, because I like to see it.
That's awesome.
All right. Good. Yeah, Courtney, thanks for being here with us, for taking the time to talk to us. All the best for your season in Bulgaria, for everything that comes after, for your relationship, for the upcoming games. Hopefully you can make it to third spot. We will follow that. And yeah, Joe, anything to add?
Hey, CB, we really appreciate you, man. Thanks for taking the time to come and holler at us, bro. And yeah, man, you're really a American basketball ambassador of pro basketball overseas, man. Salute to you, homie. Real spit.
I appreciate it, man. I hope I could get back on her again. You know what I mean? We could share stories pretty much.
Sure.
Oh, like, for sure.
Like, you know what I mean? I like to hear y'all's story, how y'all got into doing what y'all doing. I like to hear how, like, you started hooping everything and just be able to maybe tell, like, my journey a little bit. Like, I'd like to come back for sure.
Oh, anytime. Man, no doubt, bro. You're more than welcome guest, my guy.
Appreciate it.